Hello students, today we are going to do numericals based upon the Coulomb's law. So numericals. Now let me take one numerical. Suppose you are required to prove that Coulomb's law follows Newton's third law. You know what is the Newton's third law? According to that, at every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So with the help of Coulomb's law, you can derive this law. How? Suppose let two charges Q1 and Q2 are placed at distance r. Suppose it is AB, at points AB. Then now we are doing the solution. Let two charges Q1, Q2 be placed at distance r. Okay. Suppose we are taking the free space, means air or vacuum. Then from Coulomb's law, suppose we are taking the force FAB. Suppose AB is taken as the direction of vector r, then it is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon r square. Vector r square is nothing but scalar quantity and r cap. Now where r cap is unit vector along AB. Now if we are to force in direction, suppose you are taking force in direction BA, means you are considering this first, so that will be FBA equal to again 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and Q1 Q2 will be the same, no doubtly. R is also same because it is square of the vector, so it is scalar. But here you will have minus r cap. Why? Because r cap has direction AB. Here we are thinking BA. So now obviously from these two results, suppose I am putting it equation result number 1 and it is result number 2. So from 1 and 2, what are you getting? FAB is equal to minus of FBA. What is that? That is equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So at every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Therefore, it verifies the Newton's third law. That is, so it verifies Newton's third law. That is, what is that? At every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So this has been done. Now let us take another example. Suppose you are required to compare the forces, there are gravitational forces and electrical forces between two electrons or two protons. So now let us take compare electrostatic force and gravitational or better gravitational force between two electrons. Let us see which is larger or which is greater in the magnitude. So how can you see? You know, mass of the electron is nothing but 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31, and charge on the electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. This is kg and this is coulombs. Now let us calculate. For Fe, that is electrostatic force, Fe is nothing but 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1, Q2. Both are same, so 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19, and again that, so that is square upon, suppose we are taking r distance, okay. So better, this is 9, so 9 into 1.6 into 10 power minus 19, 9 into 10 raised to the power 9 into this whole square upon r square. This is the Fe. Now let us now gravitational force, that is Fg. Suppose we are writing Fg. So you know it is equal to G m1 m2 upon r square, G 6.67 and to 10 raised to the power minus 12, and m1 m2, so 9.1 into 10 raised to the power minus 31 upon whole square, because both are same, r square. Okay. So now when you will divide them, we are comparing, so there is no, so divide them from 1 and 2, so we are writing here simply from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, Fe upon Fg is what, how much? So this Fe is this 9 into 10 to the power 9 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 whole square divided by r square, and when you will divide, r square will move up and it is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 12 and into, in bracket, 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 whole square. Now these r square will cancel. So when you will go through the calculations, you will get Fe upon Fg. You can calculate. So it is approximately, when you will calculate, it is equal to, let us calculate 9 into 1.6, that is 256. So 2.56 into 10 raised to the power 19 means 32, 9 goes, so 32 minus 9, 23. So it is 23 upon, this is 6.67 into 9.1, 9.1, 199, 81. So 1, 9 and 18 to 8. So it is approximately coming 82.81. 82.81 into 10 raised to the power, this is how much? This is minus 31 and minus 12 is there. So it is minus 62 and 12. Minus plus 4, 7. So it is coming minus 74. Now, so you will always find that Fe is very larger. After calculation you can get Fg. So electrostatic force is that is what is the result here? Electrostatic force between electrons is very very larger than gravitational. Similarly, you can calculate for the proton also. Always you will get that electrostatic force is very stronger as compared to the gravitational force. Now come to another type of question. Here we can take the system of charges. System of charges means there are more than one charge. Suppose there are, so question number 3, suppose there are 4 equal charges placed at the corner of an equilateral triangle, and suppose at the circumcenter, you know this circle, then center, so circumcenter there is a charge Q placed. So Q here, and there is O, and this is here. Now you have to calculate the resultant electrostatic force on the charge Q. Again, so what is the question? 3 equal charges Q are placed at the corners of an equilateral triangle. And to calculate force upon Q, upon a charge Q, suppose we are taking it Q, placed at the circumcenter. Now here what is the circumcenter? Means these distances OA, OB and OC are same. Now how will you calculate? Suppose we are required, so vector is a, force is a vector quantity, so vectors cannot be added directly, so we will take here the consideration of direct. Suppose we are calculating the force between these two, then this will be, suppose, in this direction, and this will be in this direction, and this will be in this direction. Okay? And this angle is how much? This is 120 degree. It is 60. So no doubtly this 120, this 120, this 120, 360. So 120 is there. Now suppose it is FA, and it is FB, and it is FC. So obviously from Coulomb's law, FA is equal to how much? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q is there, so Q upon this distance OA whole square. FB is also same, and FC is also same. Why? Because OA equal to OB equal to OC. Why? Because O is given as the circumcenter, means circle is passing through these 2 points. So this will become radii of a circle. So they are equal. So you are getting the magnitude of all the forces FA, FB, FC. Now you have to find the resultant. So you cannot add directly. Now these two forces are acting at angle 120, so use the parallelogram law and find the resultant. So resultant of FB and FC. Use parallelogram law. What is that? P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. So here P square is same 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught QQ upon OA square whole square, and it is also same 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught QQ upon OA square whole square. But here what will you get? Here you are getting plus 2 PQ are same, so you will again get here QQ upon OA square whole square, but here you will get cos 120 degrees. So when you will take the common this square, so when it will come out, it will square will vanish, so you are getting OA square, and here you will get 1 plus 1 and plus 2 into cos 120 is nothing but 1 upon 2. So it goes and it also goes plus 1 minus 1. So you are getting here simply 1. So this is the resultant of, now that is equal to this, and you know it is opposite in direction, and it is FA. So what is the resultant? Now resultant of R and FA. Now final resultant force on Q is equal to this R minus FA. Why minus? Because they are in opposite directions. Both are having the same magnitude, so you will get this value 0. Therefore, what is the resultant force? That is 0. Therefore, resultant force is at Q is 0. Okay. So I am fast, but I hope that you are understanding. Now let us take another numerical. Suppose you are taking a system of charges where charges are different. So question number 4, suppose there is an equilateral triangle and 3 charges, one is Q, suppose it is minus Q, it is Q, it is Q, are placed at the corners. So calculate force on each charge. So how will you calculate? So suppose we are calculating for one, and that will be similar for others also. Suppose this is minus and plus here, so there is force of attraction, this F1 in this side, this is both are positive, so it is repulsion F2, and so resultant of them is required. This angle will be 120. Why? Because it is 60. Equilateral triangle. So F1 force on B due to A. So that is F1 and that is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q square, magnitude is same, upon this distance AB square. So, and what is F2? F2 is also same. Only there is direction of plus minus means this and this. So, they both have magnitude same. Because here we are taking only, so magnitudes are same, but angle is this. So to find the result, so resultant force at point B, resultant force at B is how much? Again use the parallelogram law. So P square is nothing but 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q square upon AB whole square. We have already calculated, and this is also same 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q square upon BC. BC is nothing but AB, equilateral triangle. So again you are getting the same result as in the previous question, only upon AB square. Since there is P into Q, so you can write here also whole square, and then you are in extra having cos 120. Now when you will solve it, taking out, you will get 4 pi epsilon naught Q square upon AB square, and this will be missing when you will put like the previous question. So force at B is this much. In the same way you can calculate the force at A. All will have the same magnitude, but direction will be different. So this is the magnitude of force acting at B, at A, at C. All the 3 points. Okay, thanks.